When it comes to the digestive system, one of the most common chronic diseases that people deal with is ulcer. Unfortunately, a lot of people don't know how to combat ulcer. A lot of people are living with ulcer. A lot of people have accepted that ulcer is one of the crosses they have to carry for the rest of their lives, right? If you don't understand how ulcer started, or if you don't understand the cause of ulcer, it's going to be difficult for you to treat it. So one of the things, or one of the misconceptions that I get from people, especially when they're talking about the fact that they're dealing with ulcer, is that, oh, I eat all of the time because of my ulcer. It's bad enough that they've personalized it, right? They've personalized the disease. But then I get to hear, I eat a lot because of my ulcer. Now, the downside to that is that they are not even eating healthy to start with. And so they eat all sorts of things in the name of they must consume stuff because of their ulcer. Now, one question I like to ask is this, because I am a deep reflective thinker. If food was the problem, if not eating was the problem, why are you still dealing with the ulcer? If food was the remedy to the ulcer, because somewhere in our heads we think that ulcer came about because we don't eat. I am not saying that you should starve yourself. I'm not saying you should then go on a spree of not eating because that is not the cause, right? I am saying eating or not eating is not the cause of ulcer. And if you have ulcer, eating incessantly is not the solution. Because if eating all of the time was the solution, then by now that ulcer should have disappeared. Ulcer is caused by a bacteria called H. pylori. That is why people develop ulcer. When the H. pylori bacteria is in a is in the body system of an individual, it gradually eats at the GI tract lining. That's your intestinal linings and your digestive system. It's gradually away at the linings. And then that is how people develop ulcer pain. That's how people develop ulcer burns and, heartburn and the likes and all of that. But then, before someone comes to the point where he or she is dealing with ulcer, how does it all start? A lot of people are not emptying bowels. When you don't empty your bowels, it is only a matter of time before bacteria starts to breed right inside of your body. And then it starts from your colon and then gradually finds its way upwards towards, your digestive tract. And it gets to a point, when other bacteria, bad bacteria now, when they start to develop and grow in your body, then it can give rise to all sorts of digestive health issues. And ulcer is one of them. So if you know the cause of ulcer, then it bears that you know that eating or not eating, because eating is not what is going to solve the bacteria problem. Eating is not what is going to kill the H. pylori. You have to deal with the H. pylori to be able to get off ulcer medications, to be able to get rid of ulcer. So what are some of the things that you can do? If you're dealing with ulcer, one of the things that you can do, number one, ensure that you're moving bowels every day. An unhealthy gut is a breeding ground for all sorts of diseases to thrive. And the earlier you get rid of that ulcer, the better for you. I was in a session with a client today, and she listed about 7 ailments. And I was so shocked I had to ask, all this in one person? And she said, yes. And I was like, I need history. How did it all start? And guess what she said? It started with ulcer. It started with ulcer, then it degenerated to hypertension, and it degenerated to all of the other health issues, of which diabetes was one of them, constant vomiting was one of them, malaria was one of them, typhoid was one of them. And it just brings me back to what I always say. When a body is compromised and one chronic ailment sets in, the earlier you nip that ailment in the bud, the better for you, the better for your health. So if you're dealing with ulcer, One of the things that you need to ensure that you do every day is that you are moving and emptying your bowels. I already did a video on this. If you missed it, you can watch my previous videos on emptying bowels and understand how you can move your bowels. When that is done, certain fruits, certain veggies, and certain herbs can help you. Cucumber is a very, very good fruit. So it's a very, very good veggies that you can use. Juice your cucumber or eat your cucumbers. Cucumbers have calming effect on the digestive tract. Then bananas. Bananas are a great substitute to dairy. A lot of people, in the name of dealing with ulcer, what they do is they load up on dairy, they load up on milk, and that is not the solution. So even though they feel or they get some temporary relief from taking, the milk and the likes, what then happens is that the long-standing problem, the cause, is still there. You cannot be treating symptoms and expect the ailment to be dealt with. So you can take cucumbers. In fact, you can start your day with a glass cup of about 500 ml of cucumber juice, or you just chew your cucumbers. It doesn't stop you from having a fruit breakfast afterwards. You're just jump-starting your day with a glass of cucumber juice, and then incorporate a lot of bananas into your routine. Like when you want to have your fruit, have lots of bananas. Bananas are good for people who are dealing with ulcers. Now, herb-wise, chamomile is very good for people who are dealing with ulcer, especially when you take it at night. It helps your body to relax. It has a calming effect on the digestive system and your entire, stomach. So you want to do chamomile, especially at night. You also want to do licorice. Licorice is good. However, please, if you are hypertensive, stay away from licorice. And then another gift of nature that you can use that works for anybody at any time is black seed oil. Now note, because this is nature, there is no quick fix. Right? There's no quick fix. So these things will take time. They may take time, right? So you stay with these things consistently over a period of time. Take your black seed. If you have black seed oil, as an adult, a tablespoon of black seed oil can help you deal with ulcer. Amongst these other things that I have mentioned, eat cucumbers, eat healthy, knock out the junks, knock out, processed foods and the likes. And before you know it, you will be on your way to actually getting rid of ulcer, as opposed to just eating and eating and eating, of which if you continue down that route, you run the risk of being obese, which is another problem that you would now need to contend with, because it's then going to make it very hard and difficult for you to get rid of the original cause, ulcer, or the H. pylori bacteria. My name is Ulcer, fondly called Dibia, and I have one mission: to inspire wholeness in you.